Marty and Barb Miller were preparing to go to bed on Tuesday, September 6th, 2011, the day after Labor Day. Marty was under the covers by 10 p.m. that night, but Barb decided to linger and read a while by a small gas lamp in the living room. A soft nightlight glowed in the bathroom, but the rest of the house was completely dark. The Millers' modest Amish home on their tiny farm in Trumbull County in northeastern Ohio is about an hour east of Cleveland and 2 hours north of Bergholz, a village in Jefferson County. Barb's brother Sam Mullet had established the Bergholz Amish settlement about 2 miles east of the village in 1995. The Millers, who were both 59, had lived in Trumbull County all of their lives. Marty worked in a sawmill, and Barb, a homemaker, had raised their 7 children. All of the Millers' children were married except for their youngest son, Billy, who still lived at home. In recent years, their other 5 sons and their daughter Nancy had moved to the Bergholz community where their Uncle Sam was the bishop. By the end of 2006, the Millers had grown quite anxious after hearing about some turmoil in Bergholz. Their children rarely wrote or visited anymore. Yearning to be with their children and grandchildren, and worried about conditions in Bergholz, the Millers decided to move there in April 2007. What they found was so appalling that they abruptly left 16 weeks later, giving only an hour's notice of their plans to avoid being harassed and badgered to stay. Nevertheless, within that hour, their children told them several times that they would go straight to hell if they left the community, and one son called Barb a whore. With all their possessions stuffed into black garbage bags, the Millers returned to Trumbull County with pain-filled hearts, leaving their offspring behind. After fleeing Bergholz, they had no visits from their children and only a few contacts with them through intermediaries. 3 sharp raps on the door shattered the silence as Barb, clad in her nightgown, was reading in the dark house. It scared me. I jumped up and I looked at the clock. It was 10:30. Before I could collect my thoughts, it happened again. 3 hard raps on the door. It was strange. She walked through the dark kitchen, grabbed the flashlight, and pointed it through the window of the door. To the side, she saw a man with an Amish hat tilted over his face. He was dressed Amish, so I opened the door. As he walked in, she realized it was her son Lester. Her other sons soon followed, along with their wives and her daughter Nancy, accompanied by her husband, Freeman Burkholder. Altogether, 12 adults and 2 small children entered the house. The Millers' children had finally come home, but not for a friendly visit.